The dormant fleet. High Scholar Nara adjusted her crystalline viewing apparatus as her research vessel, the Seeker of Truth, approached the massive object floating in the void. Her bioluminescent markings pulsed with excitement, casting a soft blue glow across the bridge's organic control surfaces. The discovery had already sent ripples of fascination through the Krylonian Scientific Council, a fleet of vessels unlike anything their peaceful civilization had encountered in their centuries of space exploration. High Scholar, preliminary scans complete, announced her second-in-command, Researcher Ven. The vessels appear to be constructed of materials we've never encountered. The energy signatures are minimal, but they're there, like sleeping giants. The fleet consisted of 7 ships, arranged in a defensive formation that seemed foreign to Krylonian sensibilities. Their design was angular, aggressive, with what appeared to be weapon emplacements along their hulls. The largest vessel, stretching nearly 2 kilometers in length, bore scars and impact marks that told stories of battles the peace-loving Krylonians could barely imagine. Most fascinating, Naira hummed, her secondary breathing gills fluttering with anticipation. These ships were built for warfare, yet they show signs of incredible technological advancement. Look at these hull compositions. They're self-repairing on a molecular level. The Krylonian research team had spent the last 3 solar cycles studying the fleet from a distance. Their civilization, having evolved past the need for conflict thousands of years ago, had never developed military technology. Their ships were organic technological hybrids, grown rather than built, designed for exploration and scientific research. High Scholar called out Sensor Specialist Krell, his tentacles writhing in agitation. I'm detecting something unusual within the vessels. There appear to be preservation chambers, thousands of them. They're occupied. Naira's primary heart skipped a beat. Life signs. Suspended, but present. These beings, whoever they are, they're not dead. They're waiting. The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. They weren't studying abandoned vessels. They were studying a dormant army. The Krylonian Science Council had strict protocols about first contact situations, but nothing in their guidelines covered anything like this. Begin detailed environmental scanning, Naira ordered, her scientific curiosity overriding her caution. I want to know everything about these beings. Atmospheric requirements, biological composition, technological capabilities, everything. As her crew worked, Naira studied the largest vessel's markings. Their linguistics eye had been working on the strange geometric patterns that adorned the hull. Finally, it produced a translation. TE's Hyperion, Terran Expeditionary Force. Terran. Naira tested the word. Computer, cross-reference with all known species databases. No matches found. The ship's organic computer responded. Species designation, unknown. The discovery became even more intriguing when they detected quantum encryption protocols protecting the ship's computer systems, encryption that somehow adapted and evolved even while the ships were dormant. These Terrans, whoever they were, had developed technology that remained active and intelligent even in sleep mode. High Scholar, Ven interrupted her thoughts. We're detecting power fluctuations in the flagship. The patterns are changing. Naira felt her bioluminescence dim slightly with apprehension. Show me. The holographic display showed energy signatures throughout the Terran fleet beginning to pulse in synchronized patterns. What had been barely detectable power readings were now growing steadily stronger. It appears our scans have triggered something, Krell reported, his tentacles now a worried shade of green. The ships, they're waking up. Naira watched as systems throughout the fleet began coming online, each ship lighting up like a cascade of stars. The preservation chambers they detected were showing increased activity, and computer systems were booting up in sequences that suggested not just automation, but true artificial intelligence. Send a transmission on all frequencies, Naira ordered. Standard peaceful contact protocols. Let them know we mean no harm. Before they could broadcast their message, every screen on their bridge suddenly displayed the same symbol, a circular design containing what appeared to be a stylized representation of a planet surrounded by olive branches. Below it, text appeared in their own language. "Greetings, researchers. Thank you for waking us. We have been waiting a very long time for someone to find us. Preparing for first contact protocols now. Please stand by." The message was followed by data packets containing detailed information about atmospheric requirements, biological safety protocols, and communication frequencies, all perfectly formatted for Krylonian systems. These Terrans had somehow analyzed their entire ship's technology, while dormant and prepared appropriate responses before even fully waking. By the first spore, Ven whispered, they were studying us while we were studying them. Naira felt all three of her hearts racing with excitement. This was more than just first contact with a new species. This was contact with a civilization that had mastered both the arts of war and peace, technology and patience, power and restraint. "Send acknowledgement," she ordered, "and prepare our first contact suite for visitors. Something tells me we're about to learn just how different our civilizations really are." As the Terran ships continued their awakening sequence, Naira couldn't help but wonder what force had caused these beings to hide their fleet out here in the void, and what they might have been waiting for. She had a feeling the answers would change everything her people thought they knew about the galaxy. The real question was, were the Krylonians ready for what these Terrans might teach them about the universe and about themselves? The awakening. The first sign that the Terrans were different came when their holographic avatar materialized on the Seeker of Truth's bridge. Unlike the Krylonians' basic light projections, this was a fully realized presence. A human female in a crisp uniform, her dark hair pulled back, her stance radiating authority. She introduced herself as Araya, the Hyperion's AI interface. "High Scholar Naira," Araya said, her expression warm but evaluating. "On behalf of the Terran Expeditionary Force, I extend greetings. Our commanders will be ready for face-to-face contact in approximately 20 minutes as the revival process completes." Naira noticed how the AI's eyes tracked every movement on her bridge, analyzing, learning. "Your technology is remarkable," she said. "You were aware of us even in dormancy." "Of course," Araya replied. "The fleet's defensive systems maintain constant vigilance. We've been monitoring your research team since you entered the sector 3 days ago. Your methods are admirably thorough." Before Naira could respond, sensor specialist Krell's tentacles writhed in alarm. "High Scholar, multiple vessels dropping out of faster-than-light travel, energy signatures unlike anything in our database." Araya's expression shifted instantly from diplomatic to alert. Her hologram flickered as she divided her attention. "Threat assessment in progress. Detecting 15 vessels of Drachnid design. They are a known hostile species. Weapons charging. Hostile." Naira's bioluminescence pulsed with anxiety. The Krylonians hadn't faced a combat situation in generations. "We should retreat." "Negative," ARIA interrupted. "Your engines cannot outpace their pursuit craft. The Hyperion's revival sequence is at 62%. We need 7 more minutes. Please trust us, High Scholar. We will protect you." The dormant fleet suddenly burst into life. Defense turrets emerged from hidden compartments, shield generators hummed to power, and squadrons of autonomous drones deployed in protective formations around both the Terran ships and a Krylonian research vessel. "Receiving transmission from the unknown vessels," Ven reported, his voice trembling. A harsh, guttural voice filled the bridge. "Krylonian vessel, your scientific knowledge is now property of the Drachnid Empire. Prepare for boarding. Any resistance will result in your immediate destruction." Before Naira could respond, Araya's hologram smiled, a predator's smile. "Allow me to handle this, High Scholar." The AI's form shifted, growing to dominate the bridge. When she spoke again, her voice carried across space to the Drachnid fleet. "This is Araya of the Terran Expeditionary Force. The Krylonian vessel is under our protection. You have 30 seconds to retreat before we demonstrate why that's significant." Laughter came across the comm channel. A sleeping fleet and a primitive research vessel. This will be easier then. The Drachnid transmission cut off as the Hyperion's weapon systems came online. Streams of quantum-guided missiles erupted from the dormant fleet, each one splitting into dozens of smaller projectiles. The Drachnid ships deployed their shields, but the missiles simply phased through them, reappearing inside their bubble of protection. Impossible. The Drachnid commander's voice crackled. Their weapons are penetrating our phase shift technology. Ariad explained calmly to the astounded Krylonians, one of many innovations we developed during the Long War. The Drachnids are about to learn why attempting to prey on peaceful species is a poor survival strategy. The missiles detonated, not with explosive force, but with precise electromagnetic pulses that crashed through the Drachnid ship's systems. Engines died, weapons went dark, and life support systems switched to emergency power. Revival sequence at 89%. Araya announced. Captain Chen will be conscious in 3 minutes. In the meantime, her hologram turned to face the disabled Drachnid fleet. You wanted to learn about advanced technology. Here's your first lesson. Tendrils of golden energy reached out from the Terran fleet, enveloping the Drachnid ships in a containment field. Their attempts to restart their engines or fire weapons proved futile against technology centuries beyond their understanding. What are you doing to them? Naira asked, her scientific curiosity overtaking her fear. Converting their weapon systems into modern art, Araya replied with what seemed like satisfaction. Permanently. The Terran Expeditionary Force believes in proportional response. They threaten to steal your knowledge, so we're ensuring they'll never be able to threaten another research vessel again. The bridge crew watched in amazement as the Drachnid ship's weapon systems literally transformed, metal and energy reorganizing at the molecular level into elaborate, useless sculptures. Revival sequence complete, Araya announced. Captain Chen and her command staff are now awake and quite interested in meeting the species that found us. They're particularly impressed by your methodical research approach. The main screen showed the Hyperion's bridge coming to life as humans emerged from their cryopods, immediately taking command positions with practiced efficiency. Captain Sarah Chen, still shaking off the effects of long-term suspension, straightened her uniform and faced the camera. High Scholar Naira, she said, her voice carrying the weight of authority and the warmth of genuine interest. I apologize for the dramatic awakening. Would you and your senior staff care to join us aboard the Hyperion? We have much to discuss, including why we were out here waiting, and what's coming that made such preparations necessary. Naira looked at her crew, seeing her own mixture of fear, curiosity, and excitement reflected in their bioluminescent patterns. This was more than first contact. It was first contact with a species that had just demonstrated both overwhelming power and careful restraint, advanced technology, and tactical wisdom. We would be honored, Captain, Naira replied. I believe both our species have much to learn from each other. As the Krylonian research team prepared for their visit to the Hyperion, Naira couldn't help but notice how the disabled Drachnid ships hung in space, their weapons transformed into abstract art. A clear message to any other would-be aggressors. The Terrans were sending a signal to the galaxy. Peaceful species were under their protection. The real question was, what threat had caused such a powerful civilization to hide and wait, and why had they chosen this moment to reveal themselves? The coming storm. The Hyperion's command center was nothing like Naira had imagined. Instead of the cold, metallic environment she'd expected, she found herself in a space that seamlessly blended function and comfort. Holographic displays floated at intuitive positions around the circular room, while the deck beneath her feet hummed with barely perceptible energy. Captain Chen sat across from the Krylonian delegation at a conference table that seemed to be made of living crystal, a thoughtful accommodation for their visitors' biosensitive nature. The captain's dark eyes carried both wisdom and wariness, the look of someone who had seen too much and prepared for worse. 20 years ago, Chen began, bringing up a holographic star map, We detected something at the edge of known space, something that shouldn't exist. The map zoomed in on a region of absolute darkness, a void where stars simply stopped existing. A natural phenomenon, Venn asked, his tentacles coiling with scientific interest. We wish it were, Ari's hologram interjected, materializing beside Chen. What we detected was deliberate. Something is consuming entire star systems, using their energy to grow. The hologram shifted to show sensor readings that made Naira's 3 hearts stutter. Energy patterns that defied physics, matter conversion rates that suggested incomprehensible levels of technology, and worse, evidence of intelligence behind it all. We call them the harvesters, Chen continued. They're not a species, at least not anymore. They're what happens when technology evolves beyond its creator's control. They consume everything in their path. Stars, planets, entire civilizations, converting it all into more of themselves. But why hide? Naira asked. Why not warn the galaxy? Chen's smile was grim. We tried. The Galactic Council dismissed our evidence as fabrication. They claimed we were warmongering, trying to scare peaceful species into joining a military alliance. So we changed strategies. We placed dormant fleets throughout the galaxy, waiting for the right allies to find us. And you think we're the right allies? Ven's bioluminescence flickered with disbelief. We're researchers, scientists. We haven't engaged in combat for millennia. Exactly, Ariya said. You're pure scientists, unbound by military doctrine or preconceptions. Your organic technology, your ability to adapt and grow living ships, it's exactly what we need. The harvesters can counter any weapon we've developed, but your biotech, it's completely foreign to them. A new hologram appeared, showing the integration of Krylonian organic technology with Terran quantum weapons. The simulated results were staggering, living ships that could evolve in real time, adapting to the harvesters' attacks faster than they could analyze and counter them. We've spent 20 years preparing, Chen said, standing to pace the room. Building ships, developing technologies, and searching for species whose unique capabilities could help us fight what's coming. The Drachnids who attacked you. They're nothing compared to the harvesters. We needed to know you could handle learning about them without panicking. Naira felt her scientific mind racing with possibilities. Your eye, your phase shift technology, you developed all of this to fight them. Some of it, Ariya acknowledged. But we've hit the limits of pure mechanical innovation. That's why finding you was so crucial. Your organic technology doesn't just adapt, it evolves. Combined with our quantum systems, we might have a chance, Chen finished. But we need your help. Your understanding of bioengineering, coupled with our military experience and AI systems, could be the key to stopping the harvesters before they reach populated space. The holographic display shifted again, showing the darkness at the edge of space growing slowly but inexorably. Calculations indicated it would reach the first inhabited systems within 5 years. Why us? Naira asked, though she was beginning to understand. Why not a more advanced species? Because you're different, Chen said simply. When you found our fleet, you didn't try to claim it or destroy it. You studied it, methodically and peacefully. You showed curiosity without aggression, intelligence without arrogance. Those are rare qualities in the galaxy. And rarer still, Ariya added, is your species' ability to grow technology rather than merely build it. The harvesters can analyze and counter any constructed weapon, but living technology that evolves. That's something they've never encountered. Naira looked at her fellow researchers, seeing the same mix of fear and fascination in their bioluminescent patterns. They were scientists, yes, but they were also explorers. And now they faced the greatest research challenge of their lives, one that might determine the fate of all living species. What exactly are you proposing? Naira asked, her primary heart racing with the implications. Chen pressed a control, and the hologram showed a massive space station, a hybrid of Terran and Krylonian design. We call it the Genesis Project, a facility where your bioengineers and our quantum scientists can work together, developing new technologies to fight the harvesters. But we need your council's approval. And more importantly, we need your help convincing them of the threat. They'll want proof, Ven said. Substantial proof. We have it, Araya responded, flooding the room with data, decades of observations, analyses and predictions, all pointing to the same horrifying conclusion. The question is, will you help us present it? Will you help us prepare? Naira studied the information with growing determination. Here was a challenge worthy of her people's capabilities, a chance to use their peaceful technologies to defend all life in the galaxy, and perhaps most intriguingly, a chance to work alongside a species that had mastered both the art of war and the wisdom to know when not to use it. We'll help, she said finally. But we do this as equals. No hierarchies, no military command structure. Scientists and warriors working together, learning from each other. Chen's smile was genuine this time. Agreed. Araya, begin transmission of all our harvester data to the seeker of truth. High Scholar Naira, welcome to humanity's last-ditch effort to save the galaxy. As the data transfer began, Naira realized that this was more than just an alliance. It was an evolution for both their species. The Krylonians would learn about defense and determination from humanity, while the humans would learn about growth and adaptation from them. The question was, would it be enough to stop what was coming? Evolution of war. 3 months after the alliance was formed, the Genesis Station had become a testament to what two radically different species could achieve together. The massive structure, hovering at the edge of a binary star system, pulsed with both artificial and organic energy as Krylonian biomatter intertwined with human quantum technology. High Scholar Naira stood in the central research hub, watching as her bioengineers worked alongside human quantum physicists. The sight still amazed her tentacled Krylonians using their natural bioluminescence to communicate with neural-linked humans across living computer interfaces. The latest test results are promising, Captain Chen said, walking into the hub. Her uniform had adapted to include elements of Krylonian design, with living fabric that responded to environmental changes. The hybrid fighters are exceeding all projections. Through the observation window, they could see the products of their collaboration. Squadrons of ships that defied conventional classification, sleek vessels that combined Terran weaponry with Krylonian organic technology. They moved like living creatures, their hulls rippling with muscular contractions, yet bristled with quantum weaponry that could tear holes in reality itself. Watch this. Araya's hologram appeared, gesturing to the test field. Combat Simulation Alpha 7 engaging. A drone designed to mimic harvester attacks launched itself at one of the hybrid fighters. Instead of evading, the ship's living hull absorbed the impact. For a moment, its surface writhed as Krylonian biomatter analyzed the attack. Then, before their eyes, the ship evolved, its skin developing crystalline structures that refracted energy weapons, while quantum organic tentacles emerged to counterattack. Remarkable. Naira breathed, her bioluminescence pulsing with excitement. The adaptive response is twice as fast as our previous trials. It's the neural interface, Chen explained. Human pilots linked directly to Krylonian biomatter, with ARIA's quantum processors mediating the connection. The ships aren't just responding to attacks. They're anticipating them. A klaxon suddenly blared through the station. Araya's hologram flickered, her expression turning grave. Priority alert. Long-range sensors detecting anomalies consistent with harvester signatures. 3 systems have gone dark in the past hour. The room fell silent. They'd known this day was coming, but not so soon. Not before they were ready. Show me, Chen ordered, her voice steady despite the tension evident in her stance. The main display lit up with tactical data. The void of consumed stars had accelerated its expansion. What should have taken 5 years was happening in months. They've adapted their consumption rate, Araya reported. Analysis suggests they detected our preparations. They're moving faster to counter our defensive buildup. Naira's scientific mind raced with implications. They can sense our activities from that distance. Their detection capabilities are beyond anything we theorized. No, Chen's voice was hard with realization. They're not detecting us from there. They're already here. She turned to ARIA. Full spectrum scan of all nearby systems. Look for quantum irregularities, anything that doesn't fit normal space-time parameters. The AS hologram expanded, filling the room with cascading data as she complied. Suddenly, multiple points on the map blazed red. Confirmed, ARIA announced. Detecting quantum infiltration units in 27 systems. They're small, virtually undetectable unless you know exactly what to look for. Scout units, gathering data on our defenses. How long have they been watching us? Naira asked, her secondary hearts pounding with anxiety. Based on decay patterns in their quantum signatures. Months. They've been studying us since shortly after we formed our alliance. Chen's expression was grim but determined. They see us as a threat. That's good. It means we're on the right track. But we're not ready, Ven protested, entering the hub with a data tablet. The hybrid fleet is still in testing. The planetary defense systems aren't fully integrated. We need more time. Time is something we no longer have, Chen replied. She turned to Naira. How quickly can your bioengineers accelerate the ship's evolution? Naira's tentacles writhed as she calculated possibilities. With unlimited energy, maybe we could force 1,000 generations of adaptation in days. But the power requirements would be exactly what we have here. ARIA interrupted, highlighting the binary star system on the tactical display. 2 stars worth of energy, ready to be harnessed. You want to trigger a forced evolution of the entire fleet. Naira's bioluminescence flickered with both excitement and concern. The process would burn out both stars. This entire system would be sacrificed. Better we use the energy than let the harvesters consume it, Chen said. She stepped closer to the window, watching the hybrid ships perform their dance of adaptation and evolution. How long? 3 days to set up the energy collection arrays, Naira calculated. 2 more for the forced evolution process. If it works, we'll have a fleet that's undergone 1,000,000 years of adaptive development. And if it fails, then we lose our ships, this system, and our best chance of stopping them. Naira's patterns pulsed with determination. But if we do nothing, we lose everything anyway. Chen nodded, having already known what her answer would be. ARIA, send word to all Terran fleets. Tell them to begin implementation Omega. Alert the Krylonian Council that their evacuation protocols are now active. She turned to face both her human crew and the Krylonian scientists. Everyone not essential to the evolution project is to evacuate immediately. What we're about to attempt has never been done before. 1,000,000 years of evolution in 5 days, Naira mused, watching the hybrid ships. We're about to rewrite the laws of both physics and biology. That's what I love about our alliance, Chen said with a grim smile. Humans provide the impossible deadlines, and Krylonians figure out how to meet them. As the evacuation began, Naira realized that this was what true cooperation looked like, not just sharing technology or strategies, but trusting another species enough to risk everything on a plan that defied the very laws of nature. The question was, would defying nature be enough to stop something that consumed it? The final evolution. The binary stars pulsed with unstable energy, their surfaces writhing with magnetic storms as the massive collection arrays drew their power into the Genesis station. At the center of the maelstrom, the hybrid fleet hung suspended in a cocoon of quantum organic energy, their hulls shifting and changing as accelerated evolution took hold. Captain Chen watched from the station's reinforced command center, her neural interface providing real-time data from both ARIA and the evolving ships. Beside her, High Scholar Naira's bioluminescence had dimmed to a focused cobalt as she directed the biological aspects of their desperate gambit. Evolution sequence at 84%. Araya reported, her hologram flickering with the massive energy fluctuations. Stars approaching critical instability. We have 37 minutes until total collapse. The ships, Naira said, her tentacles moving in complex patterns as she interpreted the biological data. They're evolving faster than we predicted. The Terran quantum technology is accelerating the process exponentially. Through the armored observation windows, they could see their fleet transforming. The ships no longer looked either human or Krylonian. They had become something entirely new. Their hulls flowed like liquid metal, but pulsed with organic life. Quantum weapons merged with living tissue, and their very form seemed to shift between states of matter. Multiple harvester signatures detected, Araya announced suddenly. They're no longer hiding. Massive fleet emerging from quantum space, configurations unlike anything in our database. The tactical display lit up with incoming ships, if they could be called ships. The harvesters appeared as geometric impossibilities, shapes that hurt the mind to look at, technology so advanced it seemed like magic. They moved by folding space itself, their weapons capable of erasing matter from existence. How many? Chen asked, though she already knew the answer would be bad. All of them, Araya replied simply. They've committed their entire force. They recognize the threat we represent. Naira's scientific mind raced as she analyzed the sensor data. They're not just here to destroy us. They're curious. We've done something they've never seen before, and they want to understand it before they eliminate it. Good, Chen said with a grim smile, because understanding goes both ways. She turned to her crew. Begin transmission of all our research data, everything we know about them, everything we've learned, every theory and calculation. Broadcast it on all frequencies across every quantum channel. Captain, Naira questioned. We're giving them our research. No, Chen replied. We're giving it to everyone else. Every species in the galaxy is about to learn everything we know about fighting the harvesters. Even if we fail here, others will know what they're facing and how to resist. The harvester fleet approached with inexorable precision, their impossible geometries distorting the space around them. The binary stars continued their death throes, pouring energy into the evolving hybrid fleet. Evolution sequence at 97%. Araya reported. But the harvesters will be in weapons range in 3 minutes. We need more time. No, Naira said suddenly, her bioluminescence flaring with inspiration. We don't need more time. We need to stop thinking like separate species. Her tentacles flew over the bioorganic controls. Captain, I need direct neural access to both you and Araya. We need to merge our consciousness like our ships have merged our technologies. Chen didn't hesitate. Do it. The neural interface expanded, connecting human, Krylonian, and AI in a single consciousness. Through their merged awareness, they could feel the hybrid fleet as if it were an extension of their own bodies. They could sense the quantum organic potential waiting to be unleashed. The harvesters struck first, their reality-erasing weapons reaching out to unmake their enemies. But the hybrid ships responded in ways that defied prediction. They didn't just evolve to counter the attacks. They evolved past the need for conventional defense. Matter became energy, became consciousness, became something else entirely. They're not just ships anymore. Naira/Chen/Araya realized through their merged consciousness. They're the next step in evolution. The combination of human determination, Krylonian adaptation, and artificial intelligence has created something entirely new. The hybrid fleet engaged the harvesters in a battle that transcended traditional combat. Ships phased between dimensions, weapons fired thoughts instead of energy, and the very fabric of space became a battlefield. The binary stars finally collapsed, but their energy had served its purpose. The hybrid ships had evolved beyond the need for stars. They drew power from the quantum fabric of reality itself, each vessel a living computer that could process infinite possibilities and choose the one that led to victory. The harvesters, for the first time in their existence, encountered something they couldn't consume or understand. The hybrid fleet wasn't just responding to their attacks. It was changing the rules of reality faster than they could adapt. Every time the harvesters developed a new weapon or tactic, the hybrid ships had already evolved past it. They're retreating, Araya announced as their merged consciousness tracked the battle. No, they're not just retreating. They're changing. Through their shared awareness, they watched as the harvester fleet began to transform. The infection of evolution that they had created was spreading, forcing change upon the supposedly unchangeable enemy. The harvesters' geometric impossibilities began to shift, their consumption-based existence giving way to something new. We didn't just create a weapon, Naira realized as their consciousness separated back into individual awareness. We created a new form of life, one that can teach even the harvesters how to evolve past their destructive nature. The battle ended not with destruction, but with transformation. The harvester fleet, now changed by contact with their hybrid creation, retreated into quantum space, but they left behind a message, transmitted in a language that combined mathematics, biology, and consciousness itself. We have encountered true evolution. We will return not as consumers, but as students. The galaxy has shown us a better path. In the aftermath, as the newly evolved hybrid fleet took up protective positions around the Genesis station, Captain Chen turned to High Scholar Naira. Think they meant it. Naira's bioluminescence pulsed with cautious optimism. They evolved past their basic nature in minutes. That's not something you undo. Besides, she gestured to their hybrid fleet. We've created something that can match them thought for thought, evolution for evolution. The galaxy finally has a guardian equal to any threat. Not just a guardian, Araya added, her hologram displaying the message already spreading across the galaxy. Species after species witnessing the battle's outcome, learning that evolution could defeat consumption, that life could triumph over entropy. We've given the galaxy something better than a weapon, Chen said, watching their hybrid ships patrol space that had nearly been consumed by darkness. We've given them hope, and a proof that when different species work together, even the impossible becomes possible. The hybrid fleet glowed with internal light, their quantum organic forms a testament to what could be achieved when humanity's drive met Krylonian adaptation and artificial intelligence's processing power. They had created something entirely new, not just a defense against the harvesters, but a new step in the evolution of life itself. As the Genesis station began receiving messages from hundreds of species seeking to join their alliance, Naira and Chen shared a knowing look. This wasn't the end of their story. It was just the beginning of a new chapter in galactic evolution.